Welcome back to lesson number 83. This is our morning half of the lesson. It's a review for lesson number 65, which is my only function is the one God gave me. And that's right after the previous one, which was let me not forget my function. So it's a constant reminder. What is our function here? Forgiveness. It's the only one, it's the only function that God gave me. The Course in the text says, forgiveness is an earthly form of love because there is no love here. We cannot find love in these bodies or in this world, in a world of time and space. Forgiveness is an earthly form of love because it's universal. Yeah. So we're going to start today lying on your back. You'll just have the bolster off to the side, your knees will be bent, your feet will be on the floor. Grab your strap and fold it in half twice. Do a little bit of arm work. It's a good way to get the day going. You're going to hold the strap overhand. Feel your feet on the floor. And then just slowly, with a fairly firm grip, a little tug on the strap between your hands, lower slowly overhead. I really like having this practice without a warm-up. I mean, a warm-up would warm up the muscles, we'd heat up the body, and it gives us a false sense of flexibility. It's, I think, one of the reasons why the hot, sweaty yoga is so popular is it gives us this feeling of freedom, but we go into these shapes cool, room temperature, and we want the blockages to come to the light. We want this freedom, and then it becomes movement and mobility that we can have consistently, regardless of the temperature, regardless of what we do. Just a gentle approach, firm but kind, reaching away. Lisa's hands came to the floor, yours may not. Many people may only get halfway or so, and so it's super important to respect the limit and remind ourselves here, my only function is the one God gave me. Universal forgiveness. And all forgiveness is really, ultimately boils down to self-forgiveness. Forgiving myself for the thought of judgment or the thought that separates. When I do that, automatically the other is forgiven. The seeming other is forgiven. Other is but a reflection of the one self. Slowly raise your arms back up. It may seem like your function here is to tug on the strap and raise your arms, but no, our only function is the one God gave us. That is first and foremost in everything you do today. And what better opportunity to be reminded my only function is the one God gave me, but the things that seem to take my peace away. All right, now go ahead and lower the strap to the side. Stretch your legs out on the floor. Interlock your fingers under your head. And slowly turn your head to the right. And I'll read a little bit here to you. My only function is the one God gave me. I have no function but the one God gave me. This recognition releases me from all conflict because it means I cannot have conflicting goals. With one purpose only, I am always certain what to do, what to say, and what to think. All doubt must disappear as I acknowledge that my only function is the one God gave me. So there will be circumstances and events as you go through your day. It's just the way the ego made it up. One distraction from your peaceful true self after another. It all seems to be a world outside of me that I react to. But as we accept our only function, we withdraw the projection through forgiveness. And we begin to slip into the amazing power of the mind. Totally safe, totally whole, totally certain. There's no room for doubt there. Slowly turn your head through to the left. Just feel the movement, feel the turn, listen to the sounds. I have no function but the one God gave me. This recognition releases me from all conflict. It's our yoga to resolve conflict, and all conflict is inner. You want to become a master at conflict resolution. And as you master self-conflict resolution, you will also become incredibly helpful to others in the resolution of their conflict. Why? Because it means I cannot have conflicting goals. The ego's goals are always conflicting, and there's always a cost to them. God's function has no cost. It's all inclusive. With one purpose only, I am always certain what to do, what to say, and what to think. Isn't that nice? I don't have to worry. I don't have to wonder. I don't have to play out hypothetical situations in my mind. What if? No, there's only certainty. As long as I accept my only function, the one that God gave me. It says all doubt must disappear as I acknowledge what my only function is. That my only function is the one God gave me. Now bring your head back to the center. Gently release your arms to your sides. then roll onto one side and push yourself up. And sit comfortably, maybe near the wall. Just have a nice, comfortable seat. Feel supported in your body. Feel supported by your environment. And remember that part of the instruction in the review is to give a little space and open your heart and mind for the message that comes through, which may just simply be a variation on the idea for today. And so then it gives us some ideas for specific applications of the idea. And here's the first one. My perception of this situation does not change my function. So powerful. More than likely, there'll be something today that maybe upsets or maybe disgusts or maybe just doesn't feel right. Okay, my perception of this does not change my function. The only one God gave me. It's the only one that has any reality to it. Number two, this does not give me a function other than the one God gave me. It's just another way of saying the same thing. This situation is not enough to give me a function other than the one God gave me. I'm not willing to let it be a distraction. Then I'm wholly resourced, and God will give me the words and the actions and the thoughts to move through the situation. Now I become a helper in the situation and not a retreater or a projector. And lastly, let me not use this situation or this person, place, or thing to justify a function God did not give me. That's how clever the ego is. Oh, well, I can forgive in this situation and that situation, but this one is this is too atrocious for me to forgive. Nope. There's no hierarchy in a dream. There's no order of difficulty to my ability to forgive. It just seems that way. It's all the same. As an outer symbol of the function, the one function God gave us, bring your hands to your heart. Namaste. All right. Have a good day. All right. We're here for the evening half of lesson number 83. My happiness and my function are one. Remember that one? My happiness and my function are one. Yeah, all I need to do is accept my one function that God gave me, and it will make me happy. And that's the goal. That's all God wants for us. We live a happy dream, and then it's a hop, skip, and a jump home to the goal we never left. Let's start tonight, with your legs up on the wall. Scoot in a little bit closer than normal. Lift your hips, slide the bolster crosswise underneath your pelvis. Good. And then see if you can have the interlock of your fingers under your head. And we'll just reverse the effects of gravity on the feet and the legs and the floor of the pelvis and the low abdominal area. Just let everything relax. Open the throat a little bit. Chin up and slowly turn to the left. Just make a slow turn. Nice and easy. See, more and more we start to realize that our yoga is an undoing right along with the undoing of conflict in the mind. All healing happens in the mind, which means all health starts in the mind and extends into the body, just as all conflict starts in the mind and is projected into the body. We want to undo the latter and slip into the health and vitality and love of the former. That's our yoga. It says, all things that come from God are one. Perfect love. It's impossible to have conflict in one or oneness. All things that come from God are one. They come from oneness and must be received as one. Fulfilling my function is my happiness because both come from the same source, capital S. And I must learn to recognize what makes me happy if I would find happiness. I must learn to recognize what makes me happy if I would find happiness. Gone is the search for happiness in the world. Let's be over that. Let's watch that little ego thought that says, oh, I need more of that. I need more from that person. I need a new this or a new that. Now, it doesn't mean that people and things and new objects and new things aren't going to come into our life. We just know they're not the source of happiness. And now, sometimes they may come into our life because we've accepted our function and because we found the happiness first in mind. On the flip side of that, some things may be taken away. Some things may disappear. The Course says, time is a trick, a vast illusion where things seem to come and go, as if by magic. Yeah, so we'll not hang our hat on the magic. And we can hang our hat on the function that God gave us. And it's the one thing we can truly depend on. Slowly turn your head, nose up a little bit. We want to find the blockage high up in the cervical spine, near the base of the skull. Make it peaceful. Let it be forgiving. Switch the interlock of the fingers and with the same detail turn to the right. My happiness and my function are one. All things that come from God are one. They come from oneness and must be received as one. This is a non-dual approach to peace and happiness. Fulfilling my function is my happiness because both come from the same source. Perfect love, perfect happiness, perfect peace. And I must learn to recognize what makes me happy if I would find happiness. Every single sentence, everything in this book is designed to help us recognize what makes us happy. And this book is a guide to happiness. By accepting the miracle of real choice that comes through forgiveness, happiness is known. Bring your head back to the center and release your arms down by your sides, palms up. So if all things that come from God are one, and they must be received in their oneness. Let's just open our hearts and minds here for a moment and join, merge with that one idea. Everything else slips away, which is forgiving. We could call it love, we could call it light, we could call it happiness, call it peace, but call it one. All the same, capital S. Now bend your knees and lift your hips. Just push the bolster away. Take your time, lowering your spine bit by bit back down to the floor. Yeah, that's good. And then extend the legs up once again. And feel the space within. Feel the space around you. Inner, outer, all the same. Then bend your knees, push yourself back. Stretch your arms and legs. And you could be practicing this just before going to bed and retiring for the night, or you could be practicing just before dinner. It doesn't matter. There's still a little time left before you fall asleep for the night. So just let this idea, my happiness and my function are one. I want happiness. I've been given the perfect tool to attain it. Just in these last hours or minutes before you nod off to sleep, just carry this idea with you. And then roll onto one side and push yourself up when you're ready. We'll finish together, comfortably seated. Hands to the heart. We're entitled to miracles, and we're entitled to a happy dream, but we just got to let it come through. We can't demand it. Yeah, so let the rest of your night be a happy one and have some happy dreams. Namaste.